Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Young Sheldon. This is their third episode of the fourth season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for a link in the description below. Just click on it, put a password in, and enjoy. So last episode, Sheldon, he got a job. He volunteered himself at the train store. He was looking for people to, you know, come in and work for them and give some knowledge and facts about trains to the public. And you'd think Sheldon was a perfect candidate. He knows pretty much everything and anything that you need to know about trains. So he's gone there. He started to work, and basically he got fired after one day. And it's not because he was actually doing a bad job. He was doing his job too well. He was basically pestering all of the customers and visitors. He was there, he was giving them so much information. He was following them to the bathroom. When they come out, he was still talking to them. You know, he wouldn't let people be. He was just too overwhelming. And you know, the guy who's working in the store basically tried to use an analogy to basically tell to Sheldon that, look, you know, it's like a steam train. You know, you got to fill it up with water, but you don't want to put too much in it, it'll overflow. You don't want to put too little in because it won't work. You just want to find that sweet spot, that right amount. And that's the information and knowledge that we need to give out. We don't need to just overwhelm and hit everybody with everything. It just annoys them, and, you know, it sends the wrong impression. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I kind of get what he was saying. And he was like, look, even though you do know everything about trains, it's just not a good fit. And Sheldon couldn't understand that, and he was confused. But I do understand and where he's actually coming from. And again, you know, I said in the first two episodes that I feel like Missy, you know, looks older. I can tell she's grown up. She still looks like a young kid, but she's growing up. And we seen that in last episode because she started, you know, to have a period. And she was on her way to a baseball game. And, like, Georgie was like, what? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's panicking. She's like, breathe, Dad, breathe. They've gone to the drugstore. He's gone to buy every single thing that they sell in there. The woman behind the counter was like, mate, you clearly don't know what you're doing, let me help you. You know, and he come out like he was the best dad in the world, like he knew everything that was going on. But yeah, it's interesting. We can see her growing, and you know, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? You know, going from a young girl into an adult and moving into high school. Well, I don't know if she's moving into high school. She's changing schools as well, and I've said many times I'd like to see her in a school environment, maybe around more friends as well. But I'm glad that we're using her and Georgia way more now in the show. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
A brilliant young boy named Sheldon is about to start college. He needs to get from his linear algebra class to his physics class, which is 822 meters away. If his stride is 23 inches long and he only has 10 minutes, how many steps would he have to take?
Hi, Sheldon. Not now, Billy. I'm in the middle of a math problem. Okay. Darn it. Campus is so big, I'll never make it from one class to another without a solid dose of testosterone.
Why not ride your bike?
I considered that, but I can't let my colleagues see me with training wheels. They'll think I'm a child.
What do you want?
I was hoping you could help me build up my leg muscles to increase my speed.
Now keep your back straight and bend your knees.
Football coach, do you use human growth hormone to...
Lost our last game 63-9. What do you think?
I think you should look into human growth hormone. Missy, will you teach me to ride a bike tomorrow?
Why not, Mom?
Working.
Okay. Ready?
Not really.
Go.
I'm doing it!
He's not looking.
Dad, Sheldon got hurt.
How?
A chicken chased him into a mailbox.
Of course it did.
Don't touch it.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm sorry, but you are too big to be delicate.
Have fun.
This is the arm I write with. This is the arm I eat with. This is the arm I do the Vulcan salute with. Ow.
Looks like you fractured your ulna.
Oh no.
Oh, 2 weeks in a cast, you'll be good as new.
Am I supposed to take a shower?
Well, some people wrap it in a garbage bag.
That's where garbage goes. Did you get a discount, doctor, because we're poor?
Me, I wasn't even there. If anything, it was Missy's fault.
And Belinda Sparks.
It's a fracture, basically, like a crack maybe in the bone, so it's not broken. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, clearly, if your arm's broken, you got a bone, it's snapped, it's broke, you got to put it back. Whereas a fracture, it's just like you've got your bone and you've got loads of little cracks in it, and obviously you want to just keep it in place and not do anything to it to damage it while it kind of heals. Is that what it is? But to be honest, Sheldon was riding his bike. It's just that he wasn't looking the right way, to be honest. You know, you should never look backwards when you're moving forwards. Always look the direction you're going. It was just unlucky that that chicken got away.
That's so cool. Can I sign it?
Why?
Because that's what kids do. Come on, don't be lame. Let me sign it.
You're just gonna write something mean.
You don't commit a crime and sign your own name.
Wanted to check in and see how Sheldon's doing.
He'll be fine. He was just a little fractured.
You feel terrible.
Yeah, accidents happen.
Hey, speaking of accidents, insurance covers everything, right?
If you're worried about me sending you a bill, don't be. Ooh, fried chicken.
Never again.
Sister could have a big heart, if only that were true of her brain.
That's the wrong you're. You defaced my body with a grammatical error.
I guess that's your problem. Y-O-U-R.
You're left-handed. Now that I've joined your ranks, I was wondering if you could tell me what to expect.
It's hard to cut stuff with scissors.
Mom handles most of my cutting needs,
Oh, when driving, the gear shifter's on the right side.
and I'm not old enough to drive. Being lefty doesn't seem so bad.
The thing is, you know, it's weird how people, well, it's not weird how people are naturally left or right-handed, but like, it is weird that left-handers do kind of have some inconveniences. Like, they actually do. You have to go out your way to buy yourself everyday items that tend to your needs, which sounds strange. You know what I mean? So, like I was saying, like, I'm pretty sure that you would have to buy, say, for, like, if you was playing golf, for example, like special clubs, or, you know, because you could not, it was literally a standard golf club that you see in the shops. It is 100% impossible to hit it if you was doing it from the left side stance. But also, like, for example, your mouse, you know, you hold it, you click with your index finger, where, like, if I was to hold the mouse now with my left hand, I'll be clicking it with an odd finger. It's just weird, you know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, like, just little things, like you were saying, scissors, you know, usually you have like a big section for your fingers and then one for your thumb, but like I don't know, it is pretty strange, really, like how you'd have to get little things that would just seem standard to help suit your needs.
Maybe you could chew it up and spit it in his mouth.
Please.
Let's just take one. Will
It's
you
not
two
big
help
enough.
him with his mittens?
Maybe he doesn't wear them.
Then I'm not holding hands. Gently.
I'm doing it gently.
Well, your tone suggests otherwise.
Just give me your hand.
Bless Lord, for the food we are about to receive, and bless the hands that prepared it, and bless Sheldon's arm to heal strong and quick.
Strongly and quickly.
Amen.
Amen.
Chicken's good.
Mrs. Sparks made it.
Huh?
Missy definitely knows.
Mom, I can't get my zipper down.
I'm coming.
He did have a tendency to baby me, and boy, howdy was I okay with that.
Crap, I'm doing it myself. Ooh, you got it.
Yep, chicken.
Does E equal MC squared?
Love you.
She is a good mom.
All right. You're going to pedal. I'm going to run behind and hold you up.
I'm nervous.
Just pedal. You'll be fine.
You and I belong together.
No, I have to grow up and go to college.
Forever.
Getting weirder.
Everything okay?
I'm not sure.
What's going on?
He was muttering in his sleep that I am his training wheels.
You have made it your life's mission to hold him up.
What are you saying here? That I am wrong to love and protect my son? That
To be fair, you could be a great, like, she's a great mum, but she is also too pampering to
Did
him.
you have a tough time when your kids started being independent?
I'll let you know. Watching your kids grow up is hard.
So how do you handle it?
I find a little bourbon in my coffee does the trick. It's hard being a parent. But if you do it right, they don't need you anymore. Point out you always have your husband, but you want me to be helpful.
I need Mom to sing Soft Kitty.
You're being a baby again. Stephen Hawking over there. He's in a wheelchair. You don't hear him whining about it with his robot voice.
You're saying he and I are brilliant minds who have both suffered great physical adversity.
That's not even close to what I'm saying.
He tries to turn it all on himself, doesn't he? Like,
Hawking
compliment.
doesn't let it stop him, then I can't let this cast stop me. I did it. Missy, I did it.
What time is it?
6:14.
This is why people hate you.
My sister's crankiness did not dampen my enthusiasm.
All in the bowl, none on me.
Such emotional growth was worthy of a majestic bubble beard. This was a time I'd want to remember.
Dad, Will you sign my cast? And if you have any grammar questions, please ask first.
Have a great summer, Georgie.
You handled this like a true Texan.
I'm so proud of the young man you've become. Love, Mom.
Billy.
Mate, that's all you do. You literally just write your name on it. That's like when you leave high school. Now, I don't know if you do that and you probably don't do it in the United States because you wear your own clothes. You know, like over here we used to have uniforms and like final day of school you used to get a marker out and everybody used to write the names on your top. It's kind of basically like a remembrance thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I'd write my name and yours, you'd write Billy or Sheldon on mine, do you know what I mean? And then in 20 years or whatever, you can get your t-shirt out. Oh, yeah, do you remember this person? It's like a class photo, but not really. It's just the way to do it in the UK.
In a world where I valued symmetry, I was relieved to see that both my arms were as pale and skinny as ever.
No, I can do it.
And I did do it. Take more than a chicken or the threat of a fractured bone to scare me. I rode my bike 11 miles that day.
To be fair though, like that is a reason to carry on cycling if a dog's chasing you. However, you gotta say fair play to Sheldon though. Like, and it's not just Sheldon, but like because of his personality and the way he is, you know, it's heightened. The fact that like he got knocked down and he got back up. You know, like he didn't let one event kind of stop him for what he was trying to achieve. You know what I mean? Like, so many people may have rolled the bike and fell off and broke their arm, fractured their arm, and not want to do it again. You know, there's like, nah, it's like that, it's too dangerous. That's what I would expect Sheldon, to be honest, to do. But it was surprising him in this episode that he fell off, hurt his arms, had it in a cast for a while, and as soon as it's off, he's like, mate, I'm going to get back up and carry on trying to do what I started. So you got to say, you know, well done, fair play to him. But you know, as of last episode, when we seen Missa, you know, growing up and her body changing, it's going to be interesting to see when it happens to Sheldon. You know, he's talking about puberty in today's episode. Have I got any hairs on my chest? You know what I mean? Can you see any armpits? Well, look at Billy, for example. He is massively changed in his voice. Like, he's clearly hit puberty. Sheldon obviously hasn't, but like, he was... But the only way you can describe stuff is high pitch and like low pitch. And like before, he used to be dead high, and now, and you know, if I had my eyes shut and you played me any of the first 3 seasons of Billy, just a couple of sentences, I would have told you it was Billy. But here, before watching today's episode or whatnot, if I had my eyes shut and you said who's that, I'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it is crazy how it changes, and you know, I wonder if the show people ever worried about this, you know, with Sheldon growing up and how his voice is going to differ. Because do you remember when Justin Bieber first come onto the scene, and obviously, you know, he was singing Baby and everyone was loving it or whatnot, and like a concern for him was like, I wonder how his voice will change like when he got older. And to be honest, you know, he actually is a pretty decent singer. It's mad that when you think about it, isn't it? You know, like Justin Bieber, for example, like when he was bringing songs out like Baby, for example, like there was no way I'd be listening to kind of like those tunes. But then if you listen to maybe some of the songs on his, you know, most recent stuff, you know, they are pretty decent. You know, the evolution of singers. I mean, 10 years ago, I'd be like, no chance. And now I'd be like, yeah, you know, so you got some bangers. So, it you know, puberty can help and change, and mate, you can have some glow-ups from it. And I'm interested to see, obviously, as Sheldon progresses and we go forward, it's going to happen. We're on season 4. You know, got all the season and a couple more to go. He is going to change as well, and I'd be excited to see like what happens to him and how different he becomes. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, something that interested me in this episode was when Billy's mum come round and she was speaking to speaking to George at the door, and she was basically trying to say, look, here's the chicken. It's never going to happen again because obviously we killed and cooked it. But like, she was concerned about getting a medical bill, you know, for Sheldon's arm. And I thought it was quite interesting because, I mean, again, you know, because we have the NHS here in the UK and we all pay into it for our salaries, we don't have to pay for any procedures or out like that unless we go to privatise. You know, when something happens to us, if we break our arm, we just go in, they'll fix it, no bills or anything. But I understand that the US is different, and, you know, from my experience watching other videos and TikToks and stuff, you know, you can be charged quite a lot of money, and I wonder if it's a thing where you can pass a bill on to somebody that caused the accident. So I understand a situation, for example, like a car crash, you know. If I'm just sat in my car now at the red light and I'm waiting and somebody behind me doesn't notice or doesn't press the brakes and hits my car and I break my arm, like, their insurance should cover my costs. Like, I shouldn't have to pay that myself. It's like, it's not my fault. However, say I was playing football, American football, and like, I don't know, you threw the ball and I went to catch it and somebody, you know, like bashed me and I got knocked down and broke my arm. I shouldn't be able to relay the cost to them, causing the damage to me. The same way, do you know what I mean? Like the Sheldon riding down the road and the chicken pops out and he hits their mailbox. Surely, like, you wouldn't be able to offset the cost and make them pay for it. I think that's interesting. Maybe you can. Like, I'm just speaking, you know, out loud, like, because it's an experience in a situation that I'll never obviously be in. I'm interested to see how that would actually work. But again, you know, I thought Sheldon would have been annoying in today's episode, like with his arm broken and making everybody kind of wait on him. And to be honest, his mum did a little bit, but she's a good mum, isn't she? Like, to be honest, give Mary credit. I know that she works at the church, but she's at home quite a lot, but she's a good mum. You know, she's always helping out. She's always there, waiting hand and foot. You know, every little inconvenience, like, she's always there, running, springing to it. Do you know what I mean? If it was me, I'd be like, get on with it. Do you know what I mean? You know, you've got to learn how to handle situations yourself, and that's what Missy was kind of saying to him in the bedroom. You know, like, you've been a baby again, you know, you just want to scratch your arm or whatnot, and you want to get mum in here, you know, sort it, deal with it yourself. You know what I mean? You're going to be an adult, and he did. Yeah, he did, and you know, he wasn't annoying at all when I thought he would have been. So that was interesting as well, and it's good to have that momentum. You know what I mean? Like, you can have usually I see casts with a wrap, so you have the white thing on and then you wrap it round with a, well, that I've seen anyway, with like a hard back like cover, and that people usually write on that. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.